Ascent Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents Courage, Clarity, and Confidence, Redefine Success and the Way You Work by Gala Jackson. Narrated by me, Gala Jackson. Publisher's Note. In this audio edition, you will hear references to figures present in the print and ebook formats of the book. Limit of liability, disclaimer of warranty. While the publisher and author have used their best efforts in preparing this book, they make no representations or warranties with respect to the accuracy or completeness of the contents of this book, and specifically disclaim any implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. No warranty may be created or extended by sales representatives or written sales materials. The advice and strategies contained herein may not be suitable for your situation. You should consult with a professional where appropriate. Further, listeners should be aware that websites listed in this work may have changed or disappeared between when this work was written and when it is heard. Neither the publisher nor authors shall be liable for any loss of profit or any other commercial damages, including but not limited to special, incidental, consequential, or other damages. To my late father Gregory, your love let me know I could be and do anything. To my mom, Gloria, who taught me the strength of femininity and always knew this book would be written. To my son, Grayson, your example of strength, determination, and perseverance are the reason I finished this book. I love you to the moon and back. A note from the author. From the time I opened an email from my editor inquiring about my interest in writing a book to the publication of that book, my life has done a complete 180. In the midst of writing this book, I had to redefine success for myself, and it got real. I went from being a single city girl to a married woman and bonus mom. I navigated a big move to a totally different community and culture just before my wedding. I had made my career the priority in my life for years. So I welcomed this new season in my personal life wholeheartedly. In the midst of some of life's incredibly highest highs, I experienced the deepest of the lowest. I lost my father weeks prior to that email, and a few short months later, my best friend, both unexpected. My father passed from a rare form of cancer just 2 weeks after his official diagnosis. My best friend died in a car accident, and when I got the call, I found myself screaming in uncontrollable anguish, lying on my bedroom floor. In the midst of it all, I also had to put down my sweet dog of almost 18 years. She was my first baby. It all was unreal. It was all too much. It was traumatic. I also experienced my first layoff from a company whose mission was personal. It wasn't just a job for me. The news came on my birthday while I was out on vacation. Yep, my birthday. A week prior to the layoff announcement, I told my boss I was expecting my first child. I was completely shocked by the news and deeply worried about how the layoff was going to affect our family's financial plans. And if those things weren't hard enough to navigate, I came to understand, in the most intimate way, the power of prayer and faith as I gave birth to my first child via emergency cesarean section before 30 weeks. A bouncing, healthy baby boy who came out breathing on his own, shocking the doctors with his strength and knocking his scores out of the park. After he spent a little over 9 weeks in the NICU, we got to take him home. He is a continuous reminder that miracles still happen every day. He changed my entire life. He unlocked the resilience and mental fortitude I would need to write this book. The woman I was when I sat down to write this book evolved into a new woman I had not met before. I was equally intrigued and afraid of her in a reverential kind of way. Her strength and femininity were power on full display. My identity expanded, and I submitted myself completely to the process and practice of growth. I am still growing. I started and stopped writing this book more times than I can count, and I mean stopped writing completely. I was paralyzed by fear. I was uncertain of my voice and value. I didn't feel like an expert on anything, but rather a novice at everything. How could I write about courage, clarity, or confidence when it seemed I had none of those things in that season? I honestly thought on more than one occasion, I will never finish this book. I experienced a full range of emotions in repetitive cycles. I was stripped down to my faith and foundation, which I scrutinized and turned inside out. Grief is unexplainable. So is love, joy, motherhood, purpose, and writing. The exact same principles I talk about in this book became a lamp to my feet as I reclaimed the essence of who I was and embodied the new woman I had become. I courageously observed, came into awareness, and explored with curiosity. Those observations, awareness, and exploration led me to locate and expand my values and reconnected me to my strengths. My experiences reminded me that I had survived 100% of my worst days, and both the good and bad days were my teachers, preparing me for the days to come. Purpose and mission came into view again. Conviction gave way to confidence, and there I realized I had something to say to women who, like me, were on the path to connecting with and embodying the strongest, boldest, most courageous version of themselves. I found myself redefining success, work, and play again in light of how my life changed, creating more room for something new, for freedom, abundance, and blessings. I learned we are truly on an evolutionary journey of becoming, and I hope this book will be a trusted guide for you at every season in which you find yourself redefining and growing dynamically. As you listen to this book and step into my story, both personal and professional, I hope that you'll see yourself, accept the invitation to redefine success, and live out your authentic definition of success out loud so you too can experience what it's like to continuously live in the strongest, boldest, most courageous version of yourself. May courage, clarity, and confidence be yours. Introduction. I wrote a book. I always dreamed it could happen one day, but to actually be here at this moment writing to you is surreal, to say the least. I'm writing the book I needed years ago, but I also recognize that in a lot of ways I'm writing to who I am now too. Still learning to embody my identity, values, vision, mission, and unapologetically be me in every room where I find myself. And I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge that I'm writing to the women of the future, the women we collectively and individually aspire to be. I think that's my favorite part. Finding connectivity between where I am today and the person I will be in a year or a few years from now. I believe wholeheartedly that no experience is ever wasted in life if you are a perpetual student of life. Every experience I have now will serve the woman I will be, and the same is true for you. Every woman is on an evolutionary journey of becoming the woman she knows she can be. The woman who is far more than the opinions and expectations of others. The woman that we crave to be, one who is strong, bold, courageous, creative, and lives her truth. The woman who has been tucked inside of all of us, all along, patiently waiting for us to introspectively discover how wise, beautiful, delicate, fierce, and powerful she really is. I firmly believe that our adult work is undoing all of the messaging we've been assigned as young women, returning to the true essence of who we are created to be on a soul level, the level where our heart and spirit is completely free to live the life that brings us peace, joy, safety, and comfort, the place where we can truly thrive. Acclaimed author Anne Lamott in her book Bird by Bird states, "Writing is about telling the truth." That's what I aim to do in this book. Tell the truth of my story through courage, clarity, and confidence, sharing the stories of women I've had the honor of coaching and befriending in the hopes that you too will find, stand in, and share your truth, allowing yourself to define and embody success, fulfillment, and abundance on your own terms, personally and professionally. As a career and leadership coach, I've worked with entry-level to C-suite level professionals as they've navigated the nuances of their career. In that work, it is inevitable that the personal life will affect the professional life, and the professional,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?